everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dead Rabbit Radio. I'm your host, Jason Carpenter. I'm having a great day. I hope you guys are having a great day too. We're going to go ahead and jump right into this because we got a lot of stuff to cover. So let's go ahead and put on our jumping pants and whee down. That's going to say down the rabbit hole, but that always sounds so stupid. Just a hole. Whee! We're going down the hole. We're going to fall all the way down this hole. We have to find new modes of transportation since the Carpenter copter got blown up, but we fall all the way down the hole to Azalea, Oregon. Now, I have no idea where that's at, but it sounds pretty. It sounds serene. It sounds peaceful. And we're specifically going back to March 19th, 1991. Hair metal was on its way out. Grunge was on its way in. Next year, Terminator 2 was going to be released at theaters. And I was 14 years old when this story took place. Odd, really? 17 in 94, so yeah, I was 14 years old. I was a freshman in high school as the story took place. Not like that has any bearing on the story itself, but I just want you to imagine little Jason in his cross colors, big giant African medallion, and baggy pants on backwards in this story. And I'm standing like a b-boy. I'm just in the background of every part of the story, standing just like that. Now, I have to have a little levity because this story gets a little grim. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about the story of Tommy Gibson. Tommy Gibson was a 2.5-year-old boy playing in his yard. And he's just kind of messing around, chasing caterpillars, sticking sticks in antholes, stuff like that. Stuff that kids do. And his father, Larry Gibson, sheriff's deputy, says, Hey, Tommy, don't go anywhere. Wait till your sister comes out. But you gotta stay in the yard. And he's like, okay. So, and Larry Gibson's like, okay, my son's gonna stay. He's a good boy. He's not gonna do anything. So he leaves the yard and goes for a jog, like he had planned to do. Now, generally, when he goes on his jog, he keeps his .45 on him, his sidearm. He goes for the jog. He keeps it on him for protection. He also is having a serious issue with cats, feral cats in the area. Not giant ones, but like little ones. But still, they were kind of damaging the property. And he was shooting the cats. So automatically, all you cat lovers out there are like, that guy is a scumbag. But I'm just telling you what he was doing. He was shooting cats, not for fun. He was just getting them off of his property. He goes for his jog. At some point during the jog, his wife, Tommy's mom, hears a gunshot. And she goes, "Oh, Larry, casual animal abuse, so romantic." And she just keeps washing the dishes. I don't know, maybe she was an attorney. That was sexist. But anyway, she's doing something in the house. She hears the gunshot. She eventually goes, "Oh, I need to go out and get Tommy, change his diaper, and then do the laundry, or run a successful company because I'm a CEO." I don't know. So anyways, so she goes out to find Tommy. He's missing. She's like, where could that little scoundrel be? She's looking around for him. Tommy. Can't find him. She's starting to get worried because he's 2.5 left out in this front yard. 45 minutes after he left, Larry Gibson gets back to his house from his jog. And he's like, oh man, it was a good jog, man. I've been running for 45 minutes. Look at my watch. Remember that, honey? 45 minutes is when I left. 45 minutes ago. And she's like, yeah, why are you acting so weird? He's like, I'm just out of breath. And she goes, well, you're going to have to be even more out of breath because our son's missing, so we got to find him, so start running around looking for our son. Now, they end up calling the police, obviously. Police come out. And at this point, Larry's panicking. The mom's panicking. They have a daughter, an older daughter as well. Everyone's panicking. The police show up. Police trying to calm everyone down, and Larry's like, you know what? No, dude. Screw this, dude. He's like, I'm going to go take my shower. They're like, you are awfully sweaty. He's like, yeah, I was jogging for 45 minutes here. My wife saw me come back 45 minutes later, and she's like, that's kind of weird. But anyway, so he's like, I'm so sweaty. I'm going to go take a shower. Nice, hot, relaxing shower. Put on my cop uniform. And the other cops at this point are like, that's a weird thing, but maybe he just really needs a shower, and he wants to have the authority of his uniform as he's looking for his son. So anyways, he goes and he showers. They're not waiting around for him, but he's like reading a magazine on the toilet. They're like, hey, Larry, we're trying to search for your kid. Are you going to come out? And he's like, yeah, I'll be there in a second. I'm sorry. I'm just reading this article. It's really good. And then they hear like the hot water turn on. And he's like waiting for it to get hotter. They're like, but anyway, so They're already searching for the kid. They don't want to wait around for him. Larry eventually comes out of the shower, and he's wearing his uniform, starts searching for the kid as well. They can't find him. They're interviewing all the neighbors. They're interviewing the family members. They're trying to figure out what's going on. Now, the only thing that they know is there was a gunshot fired at some time, but the wife was like, it was most likely my husband shooting a cat. And he goes, I shot a cat. And the investigators found a cat with a bullet hole through it on his property. Like it was walking along the fence and a bullet went through it and killed it. So the cops are like, okay, that explains the gunshot, but it doesn't explain where the kid is. So they keep looking. He is then told by his boss, you don't have to come into work. Really, just go home, take your uniform off, just relax. We got this handled. And he's like, no, gotta help find my son. I know that he's out there. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. They're like, well, just stay at home. Okay? They don't openly want to say he's a suspect because he's a brother. He's a brother of the badge. But he's a suspect. They don't want him driving around in a cop car, but he disobeys orders, gets in his cop car, and he begins searching local rest areas looking for whoever took his son. Now, the FBI eventually comes out because it's a kidnapping, and they begin interviewing the neighbors, and the neighbors go, I did see like this beige van pull up, and there was like this white man and this white woman get out, and then, I didn't see them actually take Tommy, but I did see these suspicious people around the house, and Larry's like, aha! Yes, those are the people who took my son. And the cops are like, well, it's possible. Possible. We'll look into it. Quit popping out of nowhere, Larry. You can't just keep doing that every time we find a clue. The police get a letter that's never been disclosed to the public, and it was signed Spot on the Road, that contained information that they believe, that led them to believe that the person who wrote the letter knows what happened to little Tommy. But they've never disclosed what's in the letter. And then the case goes cold. There's really no leads outside of the van that pulled up. In 1993, there was a song. I love this song too. It was a song by Soul Asylum called Runaway Train. And it's a song about runaways. And in the song, in the videos, they would show pictures of kids who had gone missing. And I didn't know this, but every country, or every region, I guess, had different photos. So the photos we saw in the American version of the video was different than the photos they showed in the British version of the video, or the South American version of the video, and things like that. That video, it's amazing to think, that video found 26 kids. Not the video itself. The video didn't grow legs and start walking around, but because of that video, because of those photographs, 26 kids were found. One of them, though, said, my family was abusive and I ran away because they were abusive and I was at my boyfriend's house and your video came on. Thanks a lot, jerks. She told them that she went to a concert of theirs and said, you guys ruined my life. Because I went back to a really bad environment. But 25 happy endings. And Tommy's image was in Runaway Train in 1993. I love that song. It's still a great song. 1994, Larry Gibson is arrested for manslaughter. And this is the working theory that the cops had. He shot the cat, and the bullet went clean through the cat. Because it's a .45. He goes clean through the cat and hit his son. And he found that his son had been hit and was bleeding out and panicked. So he hid the body and then went on the rest of his jog. When he came back, the kid was missing and he's like, I'm just going to go take a shower. And they think that he used his squad car to hide the body in and then dump it somewhere. That was what they argued in court. His daughter eventually said that she had seen him beat Tommy. She saw Larry beat Tommy until he went limp, put him in a black trash bag, threw it in the back of the police car, drove away. And then the FBI started to believe that when they were looking at notes, they said when the cops interviewed the neighbors, they didn't mention anything about a beige van. But when the FBI interviewed the neighbors, they did. So they started thinking that Larry was basically witness tampering and telling them to say this, say this. So, with two possible theories of how he died, either he was shot accidentally, or the daughter saw him beat him to death. No real evidence of either one. Just a hunch. I mean, absolutely no evidence. And apparently, like people said, he confessed to me that he killed the boy, but it was all hearsay. He denied all of it. No body, nothing. He gets convicted, oddly enough. 3 years in prison for manslaughter was his sentence. So it was this weird hedge thing where they convicted him of a very, very minor charge. I mean, like, manslaughter is a major charge, but 3 years in prison is really nothing. You can do that standing on your head. And then he gets out of prison, and he still denies to this day, I had nothing to do with the death of my son. I don't know who did it. He did say at one point in an interview with the police, he goes, when he was originally being investigated, they said, is it possible that you shot the cat and the bullet hit your son? And he goes, I guess it's possible. I mean, that would make sense, wouldn't it? But I didn't hide the body. He goes, my brother-in-law, who also lived there, may have hid the body and not have told me, but I didn't hide the body. So that also made them suspicious. But anyways, he got out and he's like, I'm free, and now I will find the real killers. I mean, kidnappers of my kid. Last we saw of Larry Gibson, I believe he's still alive. He's a country western musician. He moved to, I think it was Idaho or Montana. He might just be traveling that area. You can listen to his songs online. I'll have the website in the show notes. I can't put any of his songs here, but feel free to listen to them. The best part of the website is, it's an old website, and it warns you when you go to the photos page, this page is graphics heavy. If you're on dial-up, it may take a while for all the pictures to load. A charming end to a chilling story. Did he actually accidentally shoot his son? And was able to clean up the crime scene in 20 minutes, including all the blood on the grass? The kid was silent the whole time. Nobody saw anything as he bagged this kid up, hid him, went on a jog, endured a police search as they were searching the area. They didn't find the body. Then he's able to put the body into his police car without anyone noticing, and then dumping it without anyone seeing him. Did he beat a kid? Like, her story kind of came out of the blue. Did he beat him, put him in a trash bag, throw him in the back of the car, and the mom not see him beat him? The boy not make any noise when he beats him? What's bizarre is, like, I think the guy probably did do it. I'm not giving this whole thing like he's innocent. I just think it's weird that he got convicted with absolutely no evidence, just hunches and what people were saying. And a sheriff's deputy, for a member of law enforcement to be prosecuted successfully for something like this with no evidence, is bizarre, because normally it's the other way around. Normally there's that code of silence. I think one of the key pieces of evidence is that spot on the road letter. It either exonerates him completely or it damns him to his 3-year prison sentence. But we don't know what that letter says. I think they're keeping that under wraps because of that. But whatever, guilty or innocent, Tommy is missing, presumed to be dead, and the father, on his search for the real killers, is playing honky-tonks, Granges, and the occasional wedding. Maybe he'll find the killer in those places. Maybe he finds the killer every time he looks in the mirror. That was a clip from our daily podcast, Dead Rabbit Radio. Dead Rabbit Radio is available anywhere that you listen to podcasts. It's daily paranormal, conspiracy, and true crime news. If you want to hear the full episode that this clip came from, check the link below. Please like and subscribe. And hit that little bell, too. That does some magical stuff. Thanks, guys.